Here's how I got my picking to 300 BPM. After being stuck in that 120 BPM rut for years. And it's easier than you might think, as the problem people often do is approaching speed completely the opposite way as they do when they're playing slow. When playing slow, they keep their hands and picking nice and relaxed. But the moment they want to speed it up, they start increasing the tension, as the simple logic would be same as in a gym. If you want to lift more, you push more! But for shredding, the truth is completely opposite. Most guitarists think they're building speed, but instead they're just training their hands to stay slow. Every guitar teacher, book, and even most of the videos tell you the same thing. Start slow and gradually increase the tempo. This advice is everywhere in guitar education. It sounds logical, right? Master the movements slowly, then speed them up bit by bit. But the truth is, slow practice builds you up for slow playing. It's the same as you would try to learn sprinting by practicing proper walking technique. As I'm sure you know, it's not going to work, and as a result you'll be very good at walking. That's why when you practice a scale at 80 BPM, your brain and muscles learn one set of movements. When you try to play that same scale at 180 BPM, you need totally different movements. The reason why I know this works as well is that we take around 30 calls a week with guitarists who want to become members of Modern Guitar Course. And I kid you not, 9 out of 10 of these players have been working on their speed for 5 to 10 years, so they can have freedom when playing and not fretting anytime when they come across a fast part. And that's why they have practiced their scales religiously for years at slow tempos. They sound perfect at 80 BPM, clean, accurate, no mistakes, nice and relaxed. But the moment they try to push past 120 BPM, everything falls apart. Their timing gets sloppy, their pick attack changes, their fretting hand can't keep up. But the moment we show them this approach and we guide them through it, everything changes. People are able to achieve crazy speeds within the span of months, not years. That's why most players, when they're trying to double up their speed, nearly every time they'll hit that wall and wonder why all of their slow practice didn't transfer over. They're stuck because they've trained their hands to move in ways that don't work at high speeds. The traditional start slow and gradual speed up 1 BPM at a time actually prevents you from developing real picking speed. It trains the wrong muscle memory patterns from day one. So instead of the talking, let me now show you how you can actually achieve it. When it comes to being able to play fast, you've got to be able to move your wrist fast. That's why here's a small test I want you to try straight away. If you remove the pick and just scratch your nails, how fast can you do it? Can you also notice how relaxed your wrist is? Here you can also see my wife being able to generate crazy speed using this nail scratching approach. She might not know how to utilize this speed for shredding yet, but she'll be able to naturally generate it without any prior guitar training. Plus, she's also left-handed. So if you now grab the pick, and while being completely relaxed, are you able to replicate the same movement over one string? If yes, then that's awesome, as that's your proof of you having the capability of being able to play fast. Make sure to focus on soft attack with your pick and over relaxation with the body, so there is no difference whether you're playing slow or fast. Faster, faster, faster! Alright, so if we really break it down, there are only 2 ways how you can change between the strings using the alternate picking. The first one is on the upstroke. Using the 3 notes per string pattern, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, and the transition you need to nail is this down, up, which can be literally practiced on its own as follows. In the full speed, just trying to figure out how you can get from one string to another while staying nice and relaxed with your picking hand. And the second and last way how to change between 2 strings is on the downstroke. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And you can see the transition is up, down this time. And that can be practiced on its own as well. at full speed, just trying to figure out the transition while being nice and relaxed. Doing it this way helps you to reverse engineering the shredding lines you might have been admiring for years. Speed requires entirely different mechanics and muscle coordination that can't be understood or trained at the low speed, because none of those high-speed mechanics exist when you practice slowly. You can't access them at 60 BPM because they only exist at fast tempo, same as walking and sprinting. And that's exactly why the traditional start slow and gradually speed it up method actually prevents you from developing real picking speed. It trains the wrong muscle memory patterns from day one. Every slow repetition reinforces movements that won't transfer to fast playing. As already mentioned, many players tend sub when they want to play faster, thinking they need to push harder like lifting weights. But tension is the enemy of speed, not the solution. You need to practice how you actually want to feel when playing fast, relax and control. And the way you train string transitions and fretting coordination is at the targeted tempo. You put metronome, for example, to 120 BPM, and first you check that the fretting hand stays nice and relaxed while playing this legato line. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once you have that, then you do the same thing for downstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because practicing it this way helps you to reverse engineer the whole playing fast thing. So you can actually step by step make sure you've got the important fundamentals in place. As after that, the only thing you've got to do is to combine this picking movement and this legato line, so it looks like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we just do the same thing for the downstroke. So we've got the picking first, and the legato line, and now all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks to this chunking method, I was able to take my picking from that 120 BPM to 300 BPM in just 4 months rather than 4 years. I know it goes against everything you've been probably taught about speed building, but speed is understood, not gained. So don't be afraid of sounding bad from the beginning when figuring it out. You're in a practice room, you meant to sound bad. You can't be practicing walking till the rest of your life and expect it'll get you sprinting. That's why if you're truly serious about achieving incredible speed on your guitar, then make sure to check the full training in the description, where you'll be able to find as well the entire speed routine you can practice every single day, as thanks to approaching it this way you'll be able to build the correct muscle memory patterns as you're training your hands to move at the actual speed you want to achieve. While many players hate to admit it, but speed isn't about genetics or natural talent. It's about training the right movements in the right way from the very beginning. You don't need special fingers or years of practice to develop serious picking speed. You just need to practice the movements that actually matter. And as you've now finally learned the correct way of building the speed, make sure to check this video next, where you learn how to do the same thing for your pentatonic, so you can break from the box and start playing things like these.